welcome to Superflight. This is a game basically about flying around endlessly. I mean, you can lose, you can crash, right? And you can get points for going close to the walls, but not hitting them. Um, but it also goes on forever. There's no like end to this game. There are achievements, so you can go for like all the achievements. But other than that, also I think having a higher speed makes you get like more points quicker, which is always cool. Um, but like yeah, you can run out of like momentum and then you end up falling. But even if you fall, you just end up in another, presumably procedurally generated um, world. And I think this game's pretty neat. It's a game that I've apparently, according to Steam, played for 2.5 hours, which is a lot to get out of a simple premise. But I think it's an utterly relaxing game. But also, it's a game that challenges you to be better at it. Now, I haven't played this game in a good while. It's been a decent moment since I played this game, but I think it's interesting to challenge yourself to like take specific lines on specific, this is generated in like a sort of hole. I want to go through that, and I think it's interesting because anytime you crash you end up in the same like seed you were before. I can replay and replay this until I get something that I'm happy with if I want to, or I can just kind of vibe out and just go wherever the game takes me. I don't need to play for score. I can just sort of fly around, and it's a very fun sensation. They really nailed the sort of gliding feeling with this game, and I really enjoy that sensation. It's a highly desirable sensation, right? If you've ever played Spider-Man, you know, one of the main things about those games is the web gliding, right? And that's, or not the web gliding, but the web swinging, which is very similar to the sensation of flight in that it's sort of controlling this momentum in the air, something that humans are utterly incapable of doing, right? We're stuck on the ground, and so this sensation of flight is something really exciting. And I played this game, Gravity Rush, where you play as a girl and she can control gravity. Um, but it's not like you can just flip gravity. I mean, you can basically just flip gravity, but you have, it has this like momentum to it, and it's hugely freeing. It's in this like 3D space, and you can kind of fly anywhere using the gravity powers. It gives you an astounding amount of control over the character, who otherwise I think can basically just like run and jump. Having control over gravity gives you so much more, or so many more different ways to move around. It's a really fun, really satisfying game. I might play it on gold. If I get like a PS5. I have a PS4 and I have all these games for PS4. But my PS4 broke. I think the hard drive failed or something. I booted it up. It was like, get this update off the internet, and I was like, fine, I'll put it on this USB and all this. And after it finished the update, it kept giving me the same error, saying that the version was out of date. And I think it's just the hard drive is fucked. Like, it's been sitting in a cupboard too long. Whatever. Like, I'm not too hurt over it. The PS4 games I have that I haven't played, yeah, it's a shame that I'm not able to play them right now, but there's a reason that I haven't played them. Like, it's not like I was dying to play them or anything, so it doesn't feel like a huge loss because they'll always be there. I mean, okay, I don't know how confident I am to say always, but they are there, and they'll be there for at least a little while. I don't think I'm going to get a PlayStation 5, at least not at full price. But, if I do, or if I, bite the bullet and get a second-hand PS4, then you might see me play Gravity Rush. because that would be fun. Um, but yeah, I have flown in my life infrequently on planes. I've been to Spain, I've been to Poland, and I used a plane to get there, and I used a plane to get back. I've also flown to inside the UK a couple times. I've flown to London, and recently I went to see Baby Metal in London, and I flew because it was during my university term time, and I didn't want to waste all this time um, that I would have been apparently wasting when I was getting the train. As it turns out, the train would have been about as long. When you go through um, airport and you have to get the plane. The plane was definitely faster on the way back. On the way there, though, I'm not convinced that it was faster. Especially because it was delayed like what 50 minutes or something. But the point to all of this is that it was the first time in years that I had flown. Um it was the first time in years, and when the plane took off, I felt really like excited. It was a weird feeling of I don't know what happened there. I think my hand hit the wall and I didn't die. That was interesting. But yeah, I got this weird feeling of like, oh my god, we're about to take off. Like this is really exciting, and it's something that it's not an everyday feeling. Like when you get excited about something that's upcoming, it's not that kind of excitement. It was a completely different thing. It's the kind of excitement, presumably, that you get when you do these death-defying things. I don't know. I've never jumped off of a cliff, and I've never like shot myself out of a cannon. But I imagine that the people who do those things, they feel the kind of excitement I felt when the commercial airplane flew. And that sounds a bit dramatic, and it is a bit dramatic. Um, but I kind of live for the drama, and I kind of live for the like appreciating those things, even if they are very sort of um what's the word? Very I mean, these are really ordinary things. Flying is something that some people do really, really frequently, and most people will fly in their lifetime. I don't know if that's true, but a lot of people will. And it's really fun to take that amount of like to take that amount of fun and happiness and just doing something that like to most people is not that exciting, right? It's just a regular amount of excitement to most people, but to me, I really enjoyed that sensation of the plane taking off. And there's nothing exciting about being in a plane. Being in a plane is about the same sensation as standing here on Earth, or turbulence notwithstanding. But like for the majority of the journey, it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm on a plane. And landing isn't particularly exciting because landing is going back to normal, back to walking around on the ground. The impact is pretty fun. I do enjoy the impact. I love watching people in the plane reacting to the impact of landing. It's fascinating. Some people are completely unbothered, they're not paying attention. Other people are like, whoa, that was something. And for me it's like, yeah, the impact isn't that exciting, but it is fun. It is fun. Like the sensation of landing after your plane's been in the air. I am into that. But yeah, just the taking off part, the being lifted up into the air, the ears popping, and all of that. That was such a like, just a kind of, I don't know, mystical experience. It's not often you get to have anything like close to that. There's really nothing that compares. I guess maybe like, yeah, it's just like in everyday life, there's nothing like it that compares. It was fun. It was fun, and you know the trip was fun as well. It wasn't just the plane. Um, I really like the way this world looks. It's kind of monochrome. It's black and white. It's pretty neat looking. And then this is just an attack on the. Actually, it's not that bad. When it was all out of like distance, it was more green, but the closer I get to it, the more like purple is visible. So I'm kind of into that. The color scheme's pretty cool. This game is just kind of pretty. And that's it.